Morning, peeps. Good morning. How's everyone doing? You know what's coming next. Hopefully, you're all doing very, very well. You know what? Thank you so much to everyone that has left messages, has left comments, have sent me DMs, emails. Those of you that have my number have sent me WhatsApps congratulating me on my new show, which starts tomorrow. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Honestly, really appreciate it. I love everyone, but I love the people that have been there from the very, very beginning. So not even the beginning of my own channel, but I had a channel before with a guy called Ryan, called Box Talk. And a few of you, and not a few of you, quite a lot of you, I'd say over 100 of you, maybe more, have come from that channel to this one. And some of the messages you've left about sort of remembering me there when I was filming fucking in my studio in Bermondsey where I used to sell these chairs. So you guys have been on that journey. And this is the good thing sometimes. Look, I'm, believe it or not, quite a private person. I know that probably don't ring true because of what I do, but I am quite a private person. But I guess through these videos, you've almost been keeping up to date with my life, right? Because wherever I've been, even when I was in Africa filming, right? Remember I was in Nigeria filming, South Africa, everywhere I've been to, every country I've filmed, Senegal, Zimbabwe, Ghana, and you guys that have been watching from the get-go would have followed that journey. So you follow the journey of Kwesi Sports, Fox Sports, ESPN, and CNN, Sky Sports, and so you guys have been on the same journey I've been on, which is nice. So you guys have seen that journey, like steady increase, right? Steady increase to where we are now. And in my head, that journey doesn't stop. Right? I haven't just, I've got my own show, we're cool. No. I've already got, like, I'm not joking, I've already got crazy ideas, like more ideas. And you just keep ticking them off, right? You keep ticking them off until, I don't know until when, I'm not sure. Again, for me, I want to tick them all off until this here becomes my only thing. Like this sitting on a chair talking becomes my only thing. That's my dream. Not having my own show. Believe it or not, super excited. Can't wait to start. That's not my dream. My dream is for this. I love this more than anything else. More than anything else. So thank you so much. I wish I was taking a cheers to something a bit stronger. Well, this is strong actually. But thank you so much for all the love, all the feedback. I'll quickly have a drink of this actually. Sorry about that to all the ones that moan about me drinking coffee. I want a massive shout out, by the way, to Uma Sadiq. Massive shout out. For those of you that don't know too much about Uma Sadiq, he went to Russia to take on Fedor Chudinov. When was it? A couple of days ago. And bear in mind, Uma Sadiq's only had prior to that, I think 10 fights. 10 fights, one lost to Zach Chelli, on points. I think it was on points. But anyway, went to Russia, take on Chudinov and put up a very, very brave performance. I was watching the fight and I thought from round 3, 4, I thought, oh, he's knackered. I thought, oh my God, he's in trouble. He's tired. This is a different level. Kept on going, got his second wind. Eventually got stopped in the 12th, but such a brave performance. So we salute you, Mr. Sadiq. We salute you. Well done. Roll the dice. I mean, if his numbers came up, right, you never know what happens, but he didn't. But for me, he already shows that he's above British level. With that kind of performance, you're above British level. And that's a case of capitalizing on that. And let's hope that Frank or his management team can get in some fights. So well done to Uma Sadiq for taking the risk and nearly doing something over there. Well done, sir. Well done. Nothing better than coffee in the morning, is there? Nothing better. I did say this before, though. I think it is a sign of old age. Has to be. Has to be a sign of old age. The fact that I feel like I need to drink coffee. Like, I actually wake up, I need it. It's not like I'm taking it because it's a nice drink. No, I need it. If I don't get coffee in me, I feel like I don't function. That's age. I remember when I was in school, I'm so random with my stories. I remember I was in school and the teachers always used to drink coffee and I used to look at them, what's wrong with you? Like, why you got to drink coffee to get started? Here I am now, school teacher. Sad. It's sad. All right, let's talk about Anthony Yard versus Spellman. On Anthony Yard's first fight since, we can really say since Kovalev. I know he had that fight in Spain. I think that fight was in February, where he fought a guy who was like 4-48 just to get the rust off. But this was his first fight really since Kovalev. So we're talking 13 months proper out the ring, I think. He was supposed to fight Lyndon Arthur. That fight was supposed to be, I think, April or May, the undercard of Dubois versus Joe Joyce. I wonder if it's going to be that now, or they're going to try and build it up to be its own thing. Because I feel like Yard Lyndon Arthur could become a big fight if promoted correctly. And I feel like I would prefer it to be on the undercard of Dubois Joyce, but I feel like it's a big fight and they might try and go separately. They might. But yeah, that was his first fight. I thought he done well. I thought he done well in the fight. I thought there was a bit of rust in the first 1 or 2 rounds, but those rounds, as we know, are called feel-out rounds, right? Everyone uses that term, feel-out rounds. And then he got going. I think Anthony Yard, for someone that's not had a lot of amateur fights, I think technically he's actually a good boxer. Like, in my head, I was thinking, as I was watching him, I don't know why, but I was thinking about Chris Eubank Jr. Maybe because I think video footage came out of them talking about, or Yard talking about a spar that he had with Chris Eubank Jr. whilst he still was an amateur, and Chris Eubank Jr. was like 10-0. So I don't know why I was thinking about Chris Eubank Jr. But I was also thinking about the fact that Chris Eubank Jr. technically isn't very good. He isn't. And he's probably had the same amount of amateur fights as Yard. But Yard, they've worked on that technique of his, and it really is kind of his technique, right? Well, I say his technique. I hate that low left hand, but that's what it is. But they've worked on his technique, and technically he's pretty good. I thought his jab was better, something we didn't really see much against Kovalev, but then again, that's Kovalev, right? So you don't want to, I guess you can take the risk and do those things against Spellman. No discredit to Spellman, but you can. Against Kovalev, you really switched on. It isn't a time to try things out. But I think he was definitely trying that body jab a lot. He doubled up on the jab a lot, as did Spellman. But when he throws his power shots, it's so effortless. Like a couple of those power shots to the body, I thought they were taps and then boom. Like there is no wind up. There no wind up whatsoever. And that's testament to his strength and technique. And that's why I say I think technically he's pretty good. As he goes up, that low left is going to cause him problems. He isn't as elusive as a Mayweather who can afford to keep that left low. It's going to cause him problems because he's going to find out that fighters at the very elite level are sharp, that their right hand's fast, and I think they're gonna catch him. For now, he's got very good head movement and sharp head movement, so he's able to avoid those. But he got caught a couple of times with Spellman, and Spellman isn't fast. And Spellman caught him a couple of times with his overhand right. So I'm about to say they need to work on it. They can't work on it, right? That's his style. It's not going to be able to be changed now. But yeah, I thought it was a good performance. Let's not forget Spellman is in shape. Did fight Lyndon Arthur, 6-7 weeks ago. So he would have been in shape. I thought Yard looked fantastic on the scales. I really did. Yeah, Yard's good, Yard's good. I was thinking, is Spellman his best win? Like, it's weird. Like, that doesn't make sense, does it? But I can't think of who he's beat that is better than Spellman, Let's have a look. I think there's a couple, but let's see. Because Spellman was saying before the fight that if he was to have fought everyone that Yard has fought, he would have the same record. So referencing he would have beaten everyone and lost to Kovalev. Don't know. This Nikola, I'm going to butcher his name. Skaloka? He was supposed to be pretty decent. Darius Sek was, I don't know. Travis Reeves. I'm not sure. And what I'm trying to get at is that could be Yard's biggest win, Could be. Maybe not. I don't know. But nonetheless, it's a good win. It does set him up for his fight now against Lyndon Arthur, which will be a good fight. Lyndon Arthur's more elusive, likes to move, likes to use the jab. Yard likes to plant his feet and bang. Yard is very, very powerful. Very. The hope is, for me, that he gets past Lyndon Arthur, who I'm a fan of. I like Lyndon Arthur, I do, but I want him to get past that, and then I want him to go. Like, go. Please, that's what I want. Whether that means the Callum Johnson fight, whether that means the Boatsy fight, I'm not really bothered, but I just want him to get into that top 20 in the world. I mean, I think if you ask Tunde, he'll probably say he's already there. He's not there for me, but he needs to get there. You can't be there having fought no one and losing to Kovalev. You can't, and then beating Dex Bowman. You've got to fight someone sort of in between, and there are loads of people in between. So let's see what he can do. Good win for him. Also on the card, Heffron and Bentley. How did you guys score it? The fight was a draw. Bentley started well. Heffron definitely started to pick it up in the middle rounds, and I thought Bentley stole the last round. I had Bentley winning it by a round. I've seen it on Twitter. Some people have gone it the other way. Some people said a draw is fine. So look, there was no, for me, it's not a controversial decision, put it that way. That was Bentley's first time going the full 10. So I think if they were to do a rematch, and now speaking about a rematch, I think Bentley would come better prepared and will get the job done, I think. I think it's just your gas tank. It must be so weird when you're going past rounds you've never been. I don't think Bentley's been past 6 before. And then I think you question whether or not you got the gas tank. And I think he questioned himself in those middle rounds where I thought Heffron started to do good work. Although I still thought Bentley was landing good shots, by the way. And then it's almost like it's almost like in his head, he knew, oh, wait, I've got the energy. Hence why he stole the last round. It's almost like, oh, no, I'm okay. I'm right. So I think mentally, he's now going to get over that hurdle of knowing he can do the 10 and then get it done. I will say this, though, about Frank's cards. I thought they've got better. Remember, they started and everyone was, well, not everyone, but people were having a go at him for these cards. And Mike Coppinger was tweeting the barb numbers, which, well, why do I care about the barb numbers? And I think people were digging at him. I think the cards are looking better now, looking cleaner. I think the fights are getting better as well. And this is the thing about boxing. You can chuck in Fury versus Joshua. Doesn't mean it's going to be a great fight, right? And I feel like we've been critical of him because some of the fights haven't been so good. That's not his fault. But I think some of the fights recently have been pretty good. Heffron Benton was a great fight, you know? So credit to Frank. Keep on going. I wonder when Matchroom's next card is. There's been talk about Joshua Boatsy fighting in September. I'm sure Matchroom tweeted like a little video about him at the end of August. What are we now? We're in the 13th. What is it? The 13th, 14th September, sorry. We've heard nothing. What's going on? An upset, wasn't there? What was it? Bilal Ali, another one of Tunde Ajayi's prospects, lost. Trying to get the guy's name he got beat by. It was announced incorrectly by the MC, and then it got changed. He did correctly lose. He lost that fight. Ed Harrison beat him. And you know what the funny thing is? That Ed Harrison obviously got a losing record, 1-4, but that was a step up. Before that, Bilal Ali, the guys who were fighting, 364, 1156, 624, 1544. He went to 1-4, which it really and truly, if your last fight was 15-44, 1-4 is a jump, right? And he got beat. So back to the drawing board. You know what it is? Like, I've spoken to Tunde here about that style, right? So the style that Yard fights is the kind of, it's technical. It's very technical, by the way. He's got literally everything in a book. It's crazy. But Yard's way more athletic, can do that. I feel like Bilal Ali was trying to fight that style and he's not as athletic. So, don't know. It doesn't suit him, does it? So we shall see. All right, what news have we got? I see that the court has thrown out Canelo's legal whatever he's going through with DAZN and Golden Boy, or Golden Boy and DAZN, whoever it is, saying that he needs to, or something that they're going to need to basically fix whatever he's trying to say. He needs to come back correct. That's what, let me get the hood way. He needs to come back correct. So I do wonder what's going to happen there. I did say, are they going to shake hands, agree that, okay, we've all messed up here, and then go again? We'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, quickly, back to Dex Spellman. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place here. Do you think the fight should have been stopped? Now, a few people have said, oh no, silly stoppage. He got up, yeah. He stumbled a bit, as he got up. Like he got up and then he kind of stumbled back into the ropes and then he got up. The referee was looking right in his eyes and we can't see it. Obviously, he reacted angrily as soon as the referee waved it off. Like, I don't know how many seconds were left in that round, but Yard was getting him out of there. Yard was definitely, those shots were starting to land heavy. I'm not too upset about the stoppage just because of that extra stumble and the referee looked straight in his eyes and I don't know. People are acting like, I don't know, Yard obviously is the A side here and he's Frank's fighter and it's not like Yard was getting beat up and the referee came in and saved him. Yard was going to get him out of there. So yeah, I don't know. I guess for Spellman, I don't think he's ever been stopped, so that's probably why he was upset. But I don't know. I wasn't too bothered about the stoppage just because of that extra stumble. I remember thinking, oh, like he's in trouble. He got up, but he did look like he was on wobbly legs for me. He did. And look, it's weird how it's almost like we want to see people nailed to the coffin, like as the ref stops it. You hurt, you hurt. What do we want? What do we want? Like he was hurt. Like, geez, like live for another day. He was not beaten Yard. Live for another day. All right, let's see if there's any news. Okay, this is what I was saying with Canelo. This is the correct term. Canelo lawsuit versus Golden Boy Promotions and DAZN is dismissed in current form, has a deadline to amend. That's what I should have said. Apologies. As we're here, rest in peace to Alan Minter, who passed away, fantastic fighter. Jamal Herring has signed with MTK Global. So I guess this just makes that fight against Carl Frampton a lot easier now to be done. Credit to Jamal Herring as well. I think he was saying recently, it is, all managers are kind of dodgy as well. I think he had some dodgy managers in the past and he just wants to get as much. This could be his last final fight and I think he's hoping that MTK can make sure that he gets as much money in that pocket as possible. So, you know what? Good move. Good move. Even if it's an extra 10%, do it. This is your retirement paycheck. He admits that as well. So get as much money as possible. All right. Can we talk about this Devin Haney, Gary Russell Jr. thing? First of all, Gary Russell Jr. was wanting a fight with Terence Crawford, silly, right? But now it's a Devin Haney, which is, I'm a bit confused as to why this is happening. Like, the last time I saw Gary Russell Jr., I'm sure he was fighting at 126. I'm sure he was. All right, because we were talking about a possible unification fight against Josh Warren, even a possible unification fight at the time against Shakur Stevenson until Shakur went up. Now we're talking about a fight from him going from 126 to 135 for Devin Haney. Can we not find Devin Haney an opponent? Why is Gary what? Like, Devin Haney, let's not forget, like, whether or not we accept the facts, but the facts are there. He is the WBC lightweight world champion. And you're telling me we're cool on him calling out a guy from 126. Now, there's a difference, I think, when the guy calls him out, right? The guy calls him out, then yeah, right? You want to fight me? Okay, come up. But it's like he's trying to make a fight with Gary Russell Jr. Don't get it. I do not get it. Don't get it. People are going to make the comparisons, I think, well, some people might, with Loma and Rigondo. I don't know about that one because Loma himself had come up from a very small weight class, or not, had come up from the Rigondo weight class. So it wasn't, I didn't feel like it was that much of a bully thing. Did that make any sense? Plus Rigondo was calling him out, right? So, okay. And we were excited about that fight. A lot of people were picking Rigondo in that fight, by the way. We were excited about that fight. Two fantastic tacticians, two of the best Olympians ever. And it was something. This doesn't feel like anything. Anything. I mean, I just think it looks poor. It looks poor on Devon. You look at what's going on around him. So you've got bloody Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz. I know it's at 130, but Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz. Teofimo is taking on Vasil. You've got Ryan Garcia taking on Luke Campbell. And you're talking about Gary Russell Jr. at 126. Okay. I don't know. Win for Kavaliauskas yesterday against Zuski. I think he stopped him in the 8th, I believe. Anything else before we back up. Okay, this seems to have irked a lot of people. The Charlo Twins pay-per-view event is going to be $74.95. Remember, this is a double header, so this is happening at two different venues, just because they don't want to ever fight on the same card again. Charlo, is it Jamal Charlo is the middleweight, right? So Jamal Charlo is taking on Derevyanchenko. Jamel Charlo is taking on Rosario. Those are fantastic fights. Plus, there's a couple of decent undercard fights as well. $74.95. I mean, I don't know. I don't think is that a lot of money? Is it? For, I don't know how many title fights are on this card, but I think there's a lot of title fights on this card, by the way. Plus, that's a sick, I like it. I like it. I'm trying to look what else is on the cards. Nah, there's a lot on this card, people. Some people are not happy. I don't think Showtime have done a pay-per-view since Pacquiao Broner, so this is it's been a long time, right? And when was that? I can't even remember when Pac-Man Broner was. That seems like 2 years ago. Let's see. Is this the Charlo's first pay-per-view? Let's see. But I don't know. And you know what it is? Obviously, we in England, obviously $74.95 is like, what, 60 quid? We'd have a heart attack. Again, we'd have a heart attack. We have a heart attack at $19.95. So 60 quid. We'd fall off our stools for 60 quid. But I don't know. I'm very, very high on those two fights. Rosario, Charlo, Derevyanchenko. I'm very, very high. Like, they're as close to 50-50 fights as you can get for me. And that's how... Like, I would not be shocked if both Charlos lose. Fact, wouldn't be shocked. So I'm liking it. All right, anything on Chisora, Usyk? Anything? We got anything here? The usual. What is this? Canelo Yildirim fight heads to September 21st purse bids. Is this fight actually happening then? I'm so confused. I don't understand. Okay. So basically the WBC is saying they have their process that they've got to go through. So regardless of this Canelo situation right now, they have a process, they've got to go through the process, and the process is still as though the fight's happening until they know what's going to happen. Probably will fight Yildirim, you know. Probably will fight Yildirim. Boy, that's sad times. Sad times that Canelo Alvarez will fight Yildirim. But oh well. I think we are done. Yeah, we are done. Sorry, Pete, not much news, is there? Not much news. What's this? Oh, God. Promoter. Let's end on this one. Promoter, when Pulev upsets Joshua, that's the end of Matchroom's reign. Don't know about that. Don't know. There's always been that question for me in the last sort of 5 or 6 months, not longer than that actually, I don't know what I'm talking about, last 2-3 years, of who is that next big star for Matchroom? Like, who are they? You know, for a company like Matchroom, especially, forget all their other stuff they do, the snooker, the darts, all that kind of stuff, but for them as a boxing and being the biggest sort of UK boxing promoter by a stretch, right? They're probably one of the biggest in the world, if not one of. They don't. It's strange how they don't have all the best British talent. You think of the talent that sort of does. When I think of the sort of the big names in British boxing, so I think of like obviously Tyson Fury. I think of Carl Frampton. I think of Chris Eubank Jr. I think of they don't have them. They don't have them. Who's their next biggest star? Dylan White's just lost. It's not good, is it? Interesting. Who's the next star? Who's the next big Matchroom pay-per-view person? So obviously you got Joshua. Dylan White still is number 2. Who's number 3? Katie Taylor? She's not really pay-per-view though, is she? You don't think Oh yeah. Can't think. Can't think. Who is? Not going to be a Coley, is it? It's not going to be a Coley. It's not going to be Boatsi. Don't know. Could have lost end Matchroom's reign. I doubt it, but they do need to start finding their new stars. Honestly, I cannot think. That's interesting. Peace.